Morning, Algebra 2 students. Hope you had a good night and are ready here to wrap up Chapter 7 in our study of logarithms. And as I said, we're wrapping this up. Thursday, you'll have a work day, so you'll take a break tomorrow. Thursday will be the assignments that go with this. Friday, we'll be reviewing for your test, and Monday will be your test. And then we'll be able to focus on the essential things that we need to do before the end of the school year. Okay, so if you remember when we were looking at those exponential functions and we had a number e and it was called the natural base being about 2.718, that leads us to its inverse, which is something called a natural logarithm. Okay, on your calculator, okay, it is the LN button, natural logarithm, Logbase E. Even on your computer calculator, we have a natural logarithm. We also have an E on there, so I'm going to give you a little instruction on using either calculator so everybody can handle this regardless of what you have in your hand. This actually, with a natural logarithm, is also found on your phone calculator. At least it should be. I know that on my phone it is. That if you go to scientific mode, these parts should be on that as well. Okay, let's get this out of our way. Okay, so a natural logarithm is written as ln, natural logarithm, and it means log base e. All right, and so log base e means that e to the y power equals x, just like any of the other logarithms that we've been dealing with. It's base, exponent, and the number you would get with that. So we need to apply our rules, our laws, our properties of logarithms that we've been talking about to these. They all work the same way. So for example, if I want to simplify this 2 out front can get drawn up here as an exponent. So the natural log of 15 squared, because we have a minus here, we can consolidate it into one natural logarithm, the natural log of 15 squared over 75. You can then simplify and get the natural log of 225 over 75. And if it wants you to have it in simplified form, you just stop with the natural log of 3. If it said to solve, then what you would need to do is go ahead and put that number in your calculator and get an answer. So this is simplified. That's different than solving. All right, let's look at another one and work on simplifying it. Okay, so if you want to try this on your own, that's fine, that's good. To make sure that you're following the rules, you look for the numbers out front first. They come up as exponents. Okay, then all of your additions turn into multiplications if you're bringing it into one logarithm. And we have that. Okay, so all of those same logarithm rules apply here, so that's very, very convenient. Now, if you're supposed to solve an equation, that means you're trying to get x alone. Remember that all the same rules apply, so this is really log base e, and in order to rewrite it, we wrote the base to the power equals whatever is here. So this is really e to the second power equals x. Now e to the second power, you can do that in either calculator to solve it. So we'll take a look at this calculator. We would take e lives here and the second power, and you get 7.389, or about 7.389. If you're using this calculator, now if we try this and then we try to do power, there's right here e to the second power, oops, not the 22nd power, the second power, it equals, and you do that. Now your calculator may function somewhat differently, so pick a known value and test it out so that you can get good at your calculator. Okay, 7.389 or 7.39 would be our answer for this one. Okay, so same basic thing. This is really Logbase E. So e to the fourth power equals x minus 3 squared. And some of you might have said, wait a minute, you have this too, you can bring it down. Yeah, you could. You'll end up with the same answer. Okay, either way, through a different road. Because what our issue is here, when we take e to the fourth power, you can do that through any of these. Okay, on this calculator, we need e to the fourth power, 54.59, 54.598. All right, if we do this calculator, e to the fourth power. But see here, if you hit equals too many times, it ends up messing you up. So you've got to be careful to learn how your calculator works. I want e to the fourth power. Careful not to hit equals too many times. So make sure you look. You can also look in these, you can look at the history to see what was done. And then in the history, that can help you out. Here, the history is right here on the screen. And so either way, you can take a look at what you have to make sure you did it right. So after you have done that, you need to square root both sides to get rid of the square. And that's important because when we square root both sides to get rid of the square, we get plus or minus 7.39. So x minus 3 equals positive 7.39 or negative. We add 3 to both sides. Now wait, I have this crossed out. The reason that I have this crossed out is because if you try to take a logarithm of a negative, it gives you an error. So that's our extraneous solution, doesn't work. 10.39. If we put that in just to check, I want to show that. If we do the natural log of 10.39 minus 3, and then square that. Okay, we get about 4, so you've got your answer right there. So about 4, which is the answer. Now it's because we rounded this in the first place that gave that. Or we can do that right here. We want the natural logarithm of 7.39 squared. So we can, in this it's a little bit trickier. You've got to find your number first. 7.39. Oops, not 77. 7.39. Why 7.39? Because you had to take 10.39 minus 3. Then we need to square it. And then we need to take the natural log of it. Okay, so it kind of works backwards on there. You've got to be careful with that. Okay, so definitely know how your calculator works on that. This part, working down, is a little bit easier maybe than the check on that. Okay. All right, so here we have another natural log, so e to the third power. E to the third power equals 3x plus 5. Take your e to the third power. Get this is cleared. E to the third power equals 20.08 or 20.09. Then do your calculation, subtract 5, divide by 3, and we have an approximate answer. If we plug it back in, we should get the right thing happening there. Okay. When you're trying to solve, it's not in natural log form, but you can use natural logarithms to solve. So what we can do now is we can subtract 2 from both sides, then divide by 4. You're treat your e to the power as your actual variable. And then this is a base e, so you are thinking, okay, log base e, okay, or natural log of 3.5 equals 2x. Natural log of 3.5 equals 2x. Then you find your natural log of 3.5. We've got our natural log button. 3.5, super easy on this calculator. So you've got your answer. And then divide that by 2. And once again on this calculator, all you have to do is hit the divided by. It takes your previous answer, just like that. Okay, on this calculator, let me clear this. We would take natural log. Okay, invalid input, which means that you need to learn your calculator. For this, they make you put the number you want to take the natural log in of first, and then divide your answer by 2. And up here it shows exactly what you did once you're done, so you have that if that's the way your calculator is working. This is the calculator I told you to get though, so this is the one that you really need to be able to use. Okay? Because unlike your phone that you can't take to SATs, you can take this to your SATs. So you want to have a good calculator that you can take with you and will be allowed on the tests. All right, here, natural log of 12 equals x minus 2, because log base e of 12 equals x minus 2. Finding the natural log of 12, you're going to find that answer and then add 2, and that'll be your final answer. Okay, I know I'm going through this kind of quickly, but really it's the natural log part, the beginning part, that's new to you. So, all right, for here we'd want to get our e to the negative x power by itself. Don't worry about the fact that it's a negative. That really doesn't affect anything. We still just need to divide by 2. Get your 10. Then we have log base e of 10 equals negative x. So you'll find the natural log of 10. And in order to get it to be the right answer, it's negative the natural log of 10, because you can consider this as being divided by negative 1 or multiplied by negative 1. Either way, the negative comes to the other side, so that if the positive natural log of 10 is negative x, then x equals negative natural log of 10, which gives us about negative 2.303. And one more. Okay, and this is really just more of the same. You need to follow your rules. You subtract 5, and then natural log of 10 equals 3x. Log base e, base exponent, of 10 equals 3x. Divide by 3, and you have your answer, and there you have it. And so, as I said, you've got an assignment coming up that's due. It does show that it's 2 of the older assignments combined. I combined them to make less problems, way less problems than you would have had to do if you did both of the assignments separately. You have all of Thursday to work on that. And then Friday will be your review day, and then Monday will be your test on all of Chapter 7. And that will be it. And then Chapter 8 is super, super important. We absolutely must do that before the end of the year. And we are in good shape for getting that all accomplished. Have a great day. God bless you.